morning, friends. Welcome to Go Long, a show that focuses on local sports and faith, includes thought-provoking interviews with area coaches, players, and sports figures, unashamed Bible discussion, and the popular and entertaining Doggone It, the WIK scoreboard. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B.
Good morning.
Doggy Becky B. My goodness, everybody, thank you so much for being with us, because we've got a dandy with us this morning, live. He's already on the phone with us. Liam Fanning. Liam is a 14-year-old already practicing with the United States men's national amputee soccer team. An absolutely incredible milestone for this York County, Central PA, Southern York County, I should say, young man. You know, I've read articles that say he's the future of amputee soccer in the United States of America. Incredible. Liam will be with us in just a few minutes. What a great young man. I can't wait to talk with him.
I know. And you know what? I think he's the youngest guest we've ever had on the show, isn't he?
He might be. Also with us, Red Lions cross-country coach Justin Immel. Hey, the Lions, the Cigar Town boys. They're defending York Adams champions when it comes to, goodness, running that cross-country course. Something I'm not sure I want to do, but we're going to have Coach Immel in just a little bit as well. We've got a lot to do today. Thank you so much for being with us, my friends. As Paul addressed believers in Rome and explained his mission in the book of Romans, for I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. Today, our Go Long topic is commit your works to the Lord. Commit your works to the Lord, Becky B. Guys, pretty good topic. All right, my friends, throughout the week and during today's show, please text your prayer request to 717-350-8591. Becky B will close today's show, as she does every Sunday morning, in prayer, and we'll include those prayer requests that you give to us throughout the week. You know, it's red hot, downtown Ollie Brown. Grab the mustard, because this is the Grand Salami, a faith-based sports radio shows brought to you by Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK. First in York and first in sports. And also brought to you by Kelsey Jean at Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. All right, then, you wanted it, you asked for it, guess what? You're going to get it. This is the WOYK scoreboard. Alrighty, hey, we're going to kick off today's show with this young man, Liam Fanning. Liam, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Alrighty, well, listen, what an incredible accomplishment for you. Practicing, being a future of the United States soccer amputee team. Tell us about the experience. How did it get started? How did you get to this place?
So, around this time last year, I went to Boston and watched their tournament where, some states have a team and they all, played each other. So I went and watched, and I did youth clinics, and then I talked to some of the teams, and they wanted me to practice with them. So I practiced with them, and then I got invited to the national team camp, and I practiced with them as they got prepared for their World Cup qualifiers.
Now, Liam, how did you even find out about that tournament and find out about the National Amputee soccer program?
So my parents, they're friends. They know a couple amputees, so those amputees reached out to my mom and asked if I wanted to play and tried to get me into it.
Now, Liam, if you don't mind, let's just back up a little bit and tell us your story. An incredible story. I know as a young man, you faced cancer, and just tell us about that story, and maybe, if you don't mind, reflect for a few minutes and back up, and how did it start? How did you get to this point?
Yeah, so when I was little, I was playing on the soccer team called Hereford Soccer Club, and I had all my best friends on that team, and one day we had this regular indoor game where I was warming up, and I just did a simple pass, and I felt a little crack in my knee, and I knew like something wasn't up, but like I was so young I didn't even know that was wrong. And my mom could tell while I was playing that there was something wrong, so she told me to get out of the game, and I got out of the game, and then we went to the doctors. We got an MRI, and then we found out that I had cancer. And then after that, I just went through chemotherapy and just tried to stay positive. And then I got like a prosthetic after cancer, and then I've been enjoying life, practicing, hanging out with my friends, and going to school.
Well, Liam, since I've known you a little bit personally, our daughter actually coached Liam when he was on, I think, like an under-12 team or something like that. And, Liam, you have always just kept up with everyone despite your prosthesis. You play on school teams. You're like you said, you hang out with all your friends and you do everything that a kid would do at the age of 14. This is an opportunity that really goes above and beyond what most 14-year-olds can do. I'm sure there's a big difference playing with your teammates and playing with men, however.
Yeah.
Liam, I got to read to everyone just a few words from the United States National Amputee Soccer Team website, where, if you don't mind, so it just says at 14 years old, Liam Fanning is already proving that age is just a number when it comes to determination, skill, and heart. This summer, Liam took part in his very first training camp with the United States Men's National Amputee Soccer Team, a major milestone for him as he looks and may be the future of the amputee soccer in the United States. I mean, what powerful words as they saw your skill, your determination, your desire to, and the skill that you have. I mean, it's not, this is the best skill there is in the sport. And the U.S. men's team preparing for World Cup in Mexico, just incredible, Liam, your accomplishment. And do you ever take a minute and reflect and say, wow, this is pretty nice?
Yeah, I always like to think how far I've came from when I was in chemo to now playing regular soccer and playing amputee soccer.
Now, Liam, explain to our listeners a little bit, how is amputee soccer different from the regular soccer game? Because I honestly have never seen an amputee game. What does it look like?
So amputee soccer it's 7-on-7s. The field players, they have to be missing part of their leg, so they can't play with their prosthetic. They have to use forearm crutches, and then the goalie has to be missing part of their arm, and then they have to put their arm away in like their sleeve, so they only use one arm in the goal.
Liam Fanning, incredible. Liam, we're today on Go Long, we celebrate you. You're everything you stand for. I mean, just the hard work, the determination, the desire, the will.
We talk about overcoming obstacles. Holy moly!
Liam is just incredible, and we're so happy for you, so proud of you. Here's what prompted this week is, I'm doing my search, getting ready for the show, and Sports Illustrated has they have voting going on, I guess, for the National Youth Athlete of the Year, and you're in that group. In fact, I think I saw earlier this week that you're number one in the voting for Sports Illustrated. You ready for this, guys? Right now, ranked number one in Sports Illustrated National Youth Athlete of the Year, Liam Fanning from Southern York County. Liam, does it make you tingle? Does it tell you the support you have, perhaps, as well?
Yeah, it makes me. I'm like really appreciative of all my family and friends who have been voting for me and have been helping me.
So, are we able to vote for you, Liam?
Yes.
Yeah, you can vote. You have to log through Facebook or something, and you can use a free vote.
Awesome. I'll be doing that after the show, Liam.
So, Liam,
Thank you.
maybe a little bit more personal note before we close with you, but over the years, the most difficult obstacle you had to face, and how did you get through it? And, just because there's so many young people that listen to our show Sunday mornings, I really think that you can be an inspiration to them. So what's the most difficult thing, and how did you do it?
The most difficult thing was probably just like the isolation when I was sick, like not being able to see my friends, and the only people I really saw were my mom and dad and grandparents. So I would say just be thankful for what you have, and remember to, whenever you see someone, be thankful that you're able to see them.
Alrighty, I like it. An inspiration to me, an inspiration to all of us. Go to Sports Illustrated, just do the search of the National Youth Athlete of the Year, vote for Liam Fanning. Incredible. Liam, I'm going to get on and I'm going to vote right after this show, and I encourage everyone to do so. Practicing with the United States men's national amputee soccer team, perhaps, not my words, but in the words from the website of the National Amputee site, perhaps the future of United States amputee soccer. How about that?
Well, just a real quick question.
Okay.
Do you play anywhere close to us, Liam? Like, would we be able to see a game sometime?
I mean, maybe. There's a tournament coming up in Boston.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but Boston's not close for me, Liam.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hey, today on Go Long, we celebrate Liam Fanning. Liam is what's right about youth sports. He's what's right about being a young man. He's what's right about our good Lord providing somehow through all challenges. So, Liam, thank you so much for being with us. We celebrate you today.
Thank you for having me.
Alrighty.
What a great guy.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yes, for sure.
You talk about fighting through adversity, and I mean, we all feel like we have rough times and difficult times, and things aren't always exactly like we have planned them. But here's a young man, Liam Fanning, who loved sports, right? Loved sports.
Still does. Always will, I bet. Yeah.
And what he had to fight through is absolutely incredible, and to come through in a positive way and to make it and to turn it into just an incredible accomplishment, Liam Fanning.
And kudos to his parents, too, because, they have all along said, we expect him to be treated like every other player. Don't give him any breaks. And, and he doesn't get breaks, and he fights through it and earns his spots, too.
Absolutely. Alrighty, my friends, now go to your fridge, get out the mustard, because this is the Grand Salami, a faith-based sports radio show. You wanted it, you asked for it, you're going to get it again. Here is the WYK scoreboard. Hey, don't look now. The starting of the season, the Stoverstown Tigers in the Central League, they were 3 wins, 6 losses, and a tie. But guess what? They now have run off an 11-game win streak. The most recent W, an impressive, hard-fought 3-2 win over the Mechanicsburg Cardinals, as Stoverstown runs their record to 19-6-1.
For the Stoverstown 9, carrying the big stick was Lucas Ream. Ream finished his night at the office going 3 for 4 and a sweet ribby.
Alrighty. The pitching chores were shared as ace Levi Krause went 2 1/3. Brandon Warner toiled 2 2/3 scoreless standards, and Joe Yorgel worked an inning, and Dylan Spangler tossed a scoreless 7th to book the save.
And on the hill for the pill for the Tool Time boys was all-state pitcher Connor Lawrence. Lawrence lasting 6 2/3, giving up 3 runs, only 1 earned on 6 hits.
Alrighty.
While whipping 9 along the way.
Yikes! In other Central League play, the Vikings pasted the Pleasantville Hawks 9-0. On the bump for the Vikings was Matt Kinsley. Kinsley tossed a gem, a complete game shutout, allowing just 3 hits. He fanned 4. Richard Santiago with a pair of base knocks and a pair of ribbies, and Andrew Fisher with a pair of ribbies for the Vikings.
Earlier in the week, the Mechanicsburg Indians were 1 run better than the Tool Time boys of Mechanicsburg, winning 7-6 in Manchester in walk-off fashion. Nathan Moser laced a 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 7th, scoring Connor Reeser for the game winner.
Alrighty, Peter Copi-Bianco went yard with a 3-run ding-dong. The witch is dead dinger in the bottom of the 3rd, and Nathan Moser, Jonah Latshaw, Brandon Charleston, and Robbie Alzinga, each with a pair of knocks for Manchester. Brady Eber with a pair of hits, including an RBI 2-bagger for the Tool-Time Boys of Mechanicsburg.
And the Stoverstown Tigers played a little Rochambeau with the boys from the Rock, Paper, Scissors as Stoverstown doubles up Glenrock and wins 4-2. Joe Yorgel booked the W, and he also picked up and picked up a save for the Tigers. Lucas Ream ripping a pair of hits and an RBI for Stoverstown in their home win.
Alrighty, the Jefferson Titans playing at home at the Carnival Grounds knocked off the Fun Boys of Pleasureville as the Titans win 5-3 over the Hawks. Sam Crater twirling a complete game, allowing just 2 earned runs. You know what? You love it when there's no free passes. He also fanned 8. Levi Loffrey with a pair of knocks, including a 2-run 3-bagger for Jefferson.
Alrighty.
Here's a look at the standings in the Central League. Let's do that, Becky B.
Let's do that.
Stoverstown. This thing has been turned upside down in the last couple of weeks with Stoverstown getting hot.
You know, I just kept on thinking all through the season, Stoverstown, it's really an unusual thing for Stoverstown to be struggling. And then, here they come again, 11 in a row.
Yeah, so anyway, they're now leading the pack. The Tigers are with a record of 19-6-1, rolled off 11 straight wins. The Mount Wolf Wolves 2 games back in the loss column. They're 17-8. And then Manchester 3 games back in the loss column to Stoverstown as the Indians with a 14-9-3 record. The boys from the Rock, Paper, Scissors with a little Rochambeau. They're 13-10-1. And then the Tool-Time Boys of Mechanicsburg, I hate to say it, but a little bit of a tailspin as the Tool-Time Boys are 13-10. I mean, most of the season you looked up, people were looking up at them, right?
That is true.
Yeah. So
it isn't over till it's over.
Yeah, it's Jefferson, Pleasureville, and the Vikings, round out that Central League.
All right, moving on to the Susquehanna League play. The East Prospect Pistons flexed their muscles and pounded the Hallam Express 11-1. It was a complete game gem for East Prospect's Drake Wren. Wren going the distance, allowing only 1 unearned run on 4 hits, no free passes, and also booked 5 Ks for the win. Dylan Stoops went long with a 2-run moonshot in the bottom of the 6th. Stoops finished his day with 4 RBIs.
Alrighty, in the Aunt Nellie, grab him by the ear. Oh, drag him out behind the woodshed and give him a good old-fashioned whooping game of the week. The Conrads, as I like to say, the Coonrads spanked the Jacobus Jackals 18-4 in Jacobus. Whoever brought the ball back for the Conrads should do it again and again and again as the New Bridgeville 9 played long ball. Are you ready for this? Channing Bratton with a solo poke, Drew Brenchick with a solo gopher ball, and Austin Powers Dunlap with a 3-run yickety-yak. This one ain't coming back. Moonshot in the 4th.
And how about those Windsor Cardinals? On Monday, Windsor knocked off a very good Hallam team in Hallam with a 1-0 pitcher's duel. For Windsor, Zach Geddes tossed 4 2/3 innings of no-hit ball before being lifted for Chase Morris. Morris tossed the final 2 1/3 innings, allowing just 1. 1 is the loneliest number hit. Logan Klein twirled all 7, giving up just 1 run on 3 hits and whipping 6 for his day.
1 is the loneliest number. Then looking for a win, number 30 for the season. Windsor fell to York Township, another pitcher's duel by a score of 1-0. Austin Newmall's solo jack in the bottom of the 3rd was all Township would need in this one.
And the East Prospect Piston Aunt Nellie, the Jacobus Jackals, 10-0 in 5 innings at East Prospect. Dylan Stoops tossed all 5 stanzas, allowing just
2 hits.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Yes, 2 hits of shutout ball. Stoops fanned 11 in the win. John Stagwoski, Brock Hammaker, and Mark Sharon, each with a pair of base knocks in the East Prospect hit parade.
Alrighty, the Felton Mad Dogs surprise to Conrads as Jacob Bardo and Kook Cordaz drove in runs in the bottom of the 6th for the win. Bardo, Cam Bateman, Chandler Powell, and Dunlap each with a pair of hits for Felton. Dunlap went yard with a solo shot in the top of the 4th.
And the Hallam Express shut out the Stewartstown Vets 10-0 at Stewartstown. Alec Tousi was on the bump for Hallam, tossing a complete game shutout. Tousi also with a pair of hits and an RBI to help his cause.
Alrighty, so the Windsor Cardinals have already wrapped up, the cat's eye here in the Susquehanna
no
League.
surprise. Yeah,
no
they're
surprise
having a
here.
year.
29-3 are the Cardinals. East Prospect 7 full games back in the loss column with a 21-10 record. And then York Township 17-15. Conrad's with a 16-10 record, then Hellam, Felton, Stewartstown, and Jacobus. Windsor Cardinals, congratulations, already wrapped up that Susquehanna League championship. Well done, Windsor. All right, Becky B, some local golf stuff.
All right, Monday, 12 members of the York County Junior Golf Association faced off against 12 members of the Franklin County Junior Golf Association at Carroll Valley Golf Course in Fairfield, Pennsylvania for their annual Ryder Cup competition. Usually the Ryder Cup's every other year, but this organization has it every year. The par 71 course was a challenging site for the match play competition, but as they did last year and the year before, the York County Junior Golf members were victorious, posting a 22.5 to 7.5 score in match play over the Franklin County rivals. To wrap up the season, the association presented 2 scholarships to senior members of the tour at their annual season-end scramble. Congratulations to the scholarship recipients, Ryan Hilliard and Nash Bosdorf.
All right, hey, you're listening to Go Long, brought to you by WOYK Sports Radio, first in York, first in sports. Hey, last night in Charleston, West Virginia, what are they, the Wild? Wild? What is West Virginia? What is Wild and Lovely? No. Wild, what is West Virginia's motto?
We were just almost heaven, West Virginia.
Yes, all right, the York Revolution. Anyway, the York Revolution enjoyed a record-setting night from its pitching staff. We're going to talk a little bit about this because this is incredible. Now, York had 6 pitchers that combined for 20 strikeouts against the Charleston Dirty Birds. 20 strikeouts as the Revs win 7-2 at Gomart Ballpark last night. A new single-season franchise record in a 9-inning game. How about that? 20 strikeouts. Now the Revs used 6 pitchers combined for that. But how many? This is one of the, and Darrell Henry is going to actually join us here in a few minutes to talk about it.
Okay.
But this is one of the most elite records in baseball. The number of strikeouts, 20 strikeouts. Now, guess how many people have done that in Major League history?
5.
You're close. It's 4.
Oh, really?
4
Okay,
people.
I guessed. Yeah.
That's a pretty good guess. Roger Clemens, 2 times. How about that? Roger Clemens 2 times.
Well, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 1986, 1996. Also, Kerry Wood, Randy Johnson, Max Scherzer. So Clemens did it both while pitching for the Red Sox. 1986 against the Mariners. 1996 against the Tigers.
10 years in between.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
Jeez.
Kerry Wood, remember him? Kerry Wood from the Cubs, 1998 against the Astros. The interesting thing about Kerry Woods is he started his career kind of up and down. It wasn't a slam dunk for him, and then he whiffed 20. And he did it against an Astros lineup that had Craig Biggio, Jeff Bagwell, Moses Alou.
Good players.
Yeah. And then Randy Johnson. Probably no surprise for Randy Johnson.
No surprise.
Right? For the Diamondbacks, Randy Johnson did it in 2001. Max Scherzer for the Nationals against the Tigers in 2016. Now, other guys have had 19. Just one short of that milestone.
Still nothing
20.
to sniff about.
No, absolutely. So Steve Carlin did it, not for the Phillies though. Did it when he was pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals in 1969. He did it against the Mets. Carlston, one of only 4 pitchers, by the way, 4,000 major league strikeouts. How about that? So incredible. Last night the Revs in their win, 20 strikeouts. Now again, albeit 6 pitchers combined for that.
Well, still, that's pretty amazing because they had to be on top of their game to even.
Yeah. So in a 9-inning game, Becky B, how many outs?
9 times 3 is 27. So.
Right, 20 whiffs. Here's the interesting thing. I'm not even sure that I would enjoy that game, other than, if you're sitting at that game, this is kind of how my flow would be. So about the fifth inning, say they're at a dozen strikes, I'm thinking this is just not good baseball. The guys aren't getting the bat on the ball. And then all of a sudden, when it starts reaching 16, 17, I'm all of a sudden, even if I'm a Charleston fan, I'm saying go for it. You know what I mean? Just
Well,
go for it.
I wonder though if the fans even realize it. Does Charleston have one of those things that they put up the Ks to show how
Oh,
many
true.
strikeouts
They
there
ran
were?
out of 'em, right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they may have run out. I mean,
Yeah.
a typical team doesn't have 20 of them,
No.
would they? Because
Right.
there's usually like 6 or 7 a game.
True, where the guy doing the scoreboard hanging him up all of a sudden needs Tommy John surgery or something because his arm's worn out. All right,
Right.
my friends, it's time to go long as we do every Sunday morning. Today our go long topic is commit your works to the Lord, and from the book of Psalms I want to read this: commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. And another version here from the New International Version: commit to the Lord everything you do, then He will make your plans succeed. So, in what we do, in everything we do, whether it's in sports, so many of us are involved in sports, and I know we have youth listening on their way to sports activities today, and families who say they're traveling so many times on Sundays now to go to tournaments and so forth that they tune us in. But today I encourage you, when you hit that field or when you hit that court, commit what you're doing to the Lord, and He will establish your plans. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to win, right? Because there's lots of times I haven't won. But He will establish your plans, and you will succeed. So what, Becky B, what is success? I mean, what is success then at that point?
Well, basically, I think success is when you've made that commitment and you've turned your life over to the world, over to the Lord. You realize the world is not in charge, and all the outside noises from the world. There's not as much of that messing with your brain anymore because with God in control, and with you keeping that kind of a focus. What He determines is what's going to be best anyway for you. And always giving your best for the Lord, I think, is the kind of commitment you make.
Right. So how do you do that? So here's just a couple steps I think about today as you commit everything you're doing today. Start there. Start simple. Maybe for the next hour, commit your next hour to the Lord. I think it starts with our trust, right? Trusting in the Lord, that the Lord is our ultimate success story. That's everything else can fail, and if we have Christ in our heart, if we have Christ in our mind, we're successful, and we will feel successful as well. His wisdom, God's wisdom, surpasses everything that we know, everything that we feel, everything that comes about in our lives. So I think that comes with trust and submission to our God, right, Becky B?
Right, and you kind of get that, as the Bible refers to it, the peace that passes understanding. That you basically get that inner peace from knowing that He's in charge, and don't worry about what's happening.
Right.
Fret not.
Right. Commit our work, everything we do, to our Lord, and it will lead to success. Might not be the kind of success that we're searching for, but as Becky B stated, it will be committing to the Lord. Will bring to you, it's brought to me, it's brought to our relationship a sense of peace, a sense of security that we all look for, right? Into our lives and everything we do and every one of our endeavors. It'll guide us, support us, and let's do that through trusting in our Lord and going in thoughtful prayer to our Lord in just everything we do.
Oftentimes when there's big decisions to be made, we make the pros and the cons lists and that kind of thing, and I think praying about the decision is one of the best things that you can do, because through praying and seeking guidance and the Lord will kind of nudge you in the right way, as long as you're listening to Him and don't have your preconceived notions of this is what I think should happen.
Well, God has a purpose for all of us, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're listening today and you're saying, "Gosh, I just don't know what my purpose is. I don't know." God does. Trust in God. God has a purpose for you, for me, for every one of us. So commit everything we do to God. God has plans for us, and God, it will lead to success and happiness and peace and just a sense of security. A sense of security that it doesn't matter what else fails around you. It doesn't matter, because we all fail. We all come short and fall short in everything we do, in our relationships and work that we do. But committing everything we do to God will lead us to that peace and that success. God has a plan for me, for you, for all of us.
And better one than we could even imagine on our own.
Absolutely. All right, my friends, thanks for being with us here on Go Long. We are a faith-based sports radio show, and we just love spending time with you every Sunday morning. We appreciate it, value it, and we are committed. We are committed to our Lord here on Go Long. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, oh my goodness, we are going to go to Wild and Wonderful. That's what it is. Wild and Wonderful, West Virginia, where the voice of the York
Revolution.
Heaven, Yeah, well, it is, but the voice of the York Revolution, Darrell Henry, he's going to tell us about that 20 strikeout win of the Revs last night. All right, my friends, stay tuned. We'll be right back after we hear this message from our sponsor, Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents.
Darrell Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207.
Love baseball? Love perks? Then it's time to hit a home run with the York Revolution Silver Sluggers presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. For fans 55 and better, this exclusive membership gives you big savings on Tuesday home games all season long. 10 Tuesday home game tickets, discounts on concessions, and exclusive Silver Sluggers seat cushions, all for just $67.50. Don't miss out. Secure your Silver Sluggers membership today, and we'll see you at the ballpark. Sign up for the season at YorkRevolution.com.
The Atlantic League champion York Revolution are gearing up for another run at the title, and we want you to be part of the action. Lock up your seats with our popular and flexible 10-game plan. It comes with all kinds of season membership perks. Huge savings compared to single-game price, early admission, discount parking, exchange flexibility, and oh yeah, the best baseball around. Get your 10-game plan today at 717-801-HITS or visit YorkRevolution.com.
Alrighty, welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. Hey, we're going to wild and wonderful West Virginia, where a wild and wonderful man, Darrell Henry, the voice of the York Revolution. Anybody ever describe you as wild and wonderful, Darrell?
That would be the first. I like it, though. It's not inaccurate.
I think it is. The more I think about it, this morning when I got up early to get ready for the show, and one of the first things I do is go look at the Revs box score and the write-up that you do about the Revs the night before, and I see their win, so I'm satisfied with a win. The W on the road is always a good win, right? And then I see 6 pitchers combined for 20 strikeouts. And it struck me, this is not a common thing. So I do the research, and 4 times in the history of Major League Baseball. Now, one pitcher with 20 strikeouts. 4 times. Roger Clemens did it twice, which is incredible in itself. But tell us about it. I mean, it's incredible. If you're a baseball person, this is something that you sit back, you reflect on, and you say, unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. It was insane to watch it. So, I guess in a way, we sort of had a spot starter last night. I mean, Tyler Palm, he was the opening day starter this year, but he had some arm discomfort in early June, and when he came back, he was in the bullpen, and last night was his second start since the beginning of June. So he went 4 innings, but you consider that. Now, he struck out 6 in a row. He had 8 strikeouts through the first 3 innings.
Unbelievable.
and his stop and his mix looked really, really good. And then the first reliever in is a rookie lefty out of Pitt, Ethan Firaved, and the game was still close. It was 4-1. He had allowed a run, but he struck out the side and stranded the tying 2 runs in scoring position. This was in the 5th inning, and he did it by striking out Keon Barnum, who's been one of the top home run hitters in partner league baseball over the last 5 years. He had 41 home runs for Charleston last year. So the rookie gets, a huge kind of feared veteran. Then we go to the 6th inning, and Ian Churchill, who's been one of the top lefties in the league all season, maybe one of the best relievers overall. He gets 2 more and gets out of a bases loaded jam. And then the last 3 innings, I mean, it was just dominance. It was 2 new guys, Brendan Chalucci, hard-throwing lefty, Nick Michalacik, hard-throwing righty, and then our closer, Cam Robinson, finished it with striking out the side. It is historic. It's only the 3rd time in league history, as far as we can tell. There's some single game records that weren't kept in the early years of the league, but as far as we can tell, it's only the 3rd time in league history that has happened in a 9-inning game, and I believe only the 6th time overall. And some of the other times it was like a 14-inning game, stuff like that, for 20 strikeouts. But for the big picture, it really speaks to the bullpen that Rick Forney has put together, and one of the advantages of winning the first half, quite honestly, the only thing that matters at this point, I mean, yes, we want to win games, but is getting the roster where it needs to be to have the best chance at trying to win the whole thing in September. So he's been able to bring in some really impressive new relievers in the last couple of weeks. It's been necessary because a couple of guys have gotten injured or whatnot. And I think it was historic. It was awesome to see last night. I think it's also really encouraging of what this bullpen could do when, we're looking at close, meaningful baseball games in September.
At what point of the game, as a baseball fan, you're watching a game and you're just kind of sitting back. Now, this isn't you because you're doing the play-by-play, obviously. But if I'm watching a ball game, I'm sitting in the stands and having a hot dog and
peeling your peanuts,
peanuts and probably every other food that the ice cream and you name it. But
I do that between innings.
Right? Good. But you're sitting there, and all of a sudden, in a game, you get to the point you say, you know what? This is something special. This is unique. And even if you're a Charleston fan, you're saying, you know what? Now all of a sudden you're rooting for guys to strike out. You know what I mean? I went to an Orioles game years ago where the Rangers beat them like 30-something to 2. And at first, and about in the 4th inning, I'm really frustrated with the Orioles. And then all of a sudden, in like the 6th inning, I'm rooting for the Rangers to score more runs. You know what I mean? Because you realize this is special. At what point last night did you say, you know what, this might be something special in the whole history of the game?
Yeah, and probably we had 15 strikeouts after the 7th, and I think that's when I really started to dig into our record book and pull up the league record book, and it was at that point. Now, 17 games ago, July 15th, we had struck out 18. I say we, I'm not on the field. The Revs struck out 18, which tied our 9-inning game record. So I knew we were first of all, I knew we were approaching that, and it got to the point where I believe they had to strike out each of the final 5 outs to get to 20. So once the 8th inning ended, and we were at 17, I mean, I knew we had a chance, and we had our dominant closer. It was no longer a safe situation, but Cam Robinson's been almost unhittable this year, so it was pretty exciting. Like, I remember somebody swung and fouled it off, and I'm watching it go up in the air, and I'm like, please don't be in play. I don't want to pop out here.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
We want an out, but not that kind of out.
yeah. So, honestly, not until late in the game, because I knew what our record was. But once it got to that point, and one of the crazy things, the 2 and 3 hitters in their order, the number 2 hitter struck out 5 times, the number 3 hitters struck out all 4 times. I mean, it was just, it was dominant from the start. It was insane to watch. I don't know if we'll see it again.
Yeah, you're on the road. The Revs are coming back home Tuesday night. You'll be at home. Tell us a little bit about what to look forward to in the homestand, Daryl.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, throughout the year we have, usually 6 at home, 6 on the road. This time only 3 quick road games, and we're right back home. So, hopefully good weather, number one. That's the first thing I'm hoping for. That's been a challenge all year. But we'll settle in for a week, have some great promos. Check out YorkRevolution.com for that. Obviously, Fireworks Saturday, which we do every week. But a couple of unique things that we plan throughout the year. And Long Island comes in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then this Charleston team next weekend. So we'll settle in for a week at home. We've actually had a better record on the road this year, a little bit by just a few games, but we've scored a ton of runs at home. So hopefully some entertaining baseball. And on the field, I believe it'll be Wednesday night. Pretty sure Wednesday. We'll see the starting debut of former big leaguer, lefty, veteran Mike Kickham, who the Revs just made a significant, as far as Atlantic League trades go, it was a blockbuster trade on Major League Trade Deadline Day, no less, the other day. They acquired Kickham from Hagerstown. They're a team that's really struggled, but he's one of the best pitchers in the league, and so we'll see him start, I believe, on Wednesday night. And again, Rick is trying to kind of retool this pitching staff, get it to where it needs to be come September, and that was a huge pickup that they made the other day.
Well, today on Go Long, we celebrate Darrell Henry. Darrell, you're an icon in York sports. There is nobody. I'm telling you, my friends, nobody. And I listen to baseball and radio just because that's how I grew up. And there's nobody that calls a game like Darrell Henry. Paints the picture. Chuck Thompson-like is how I like to call it. So, Darrell, we celebrate you. Now, I got it. While I got you on the phone, I love talking baseball. And when you get a chance to talk baseball with a baseball guy, all of a sudden I get a little extra giddy up. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just fun. So,
watch out, Rob.
Friday, the Orioles lose to the Cubs, 1-0. Well, no surprise, right? I mean, that's no surprise, especially after the Orioles have dismantled their whole daggone team, it seems. But what caught my attention is they played that game in 1 hour, 49 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that incredible? Now, that's not Atlantic League-like, by any means. I mean,
Until you have the bananas running around the field and everything, it takes a little longer.
So anyway, let's just have baseball a little bit. So I had to do the research, I can't let that go by. So, one of the longest games, Major League history, it was the Cubs and the Braves. The Cubs win over Milwaukee 7-6. This is 1984, so this is modern league baseball. That game took 8 hours and 6 minutes. Can you imagine that?
Wow, no, I can't imagine sitting through that game.
Yeah. How would you like to call that game?
Oh, well, number one, we would be much more likely to go after that record than we would the hour and 46.
Right.
That's insane.
That is.
That's a week. Yeah, I gotta look that up. Wait, one of the things that made me, I had not heard of that one. One of the things that made me fall in love with baseball is these, kind of there's a million different records that are special, and time of game is one of them.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to look at box scores. That's how I grew up. So,
No, me too. Right.
yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one up. But people know that I do consume one energy drink at the start of a game.
True.
So I might need 2 or 3 to get through one like that. I don't know what they did back then.
Now, you're right. When I was 10 years old, I'd walk downtown Glen Rock, go to the public library, get out the Sporting News, and I looked at every box score on every summer day there was. That's just great. So anyway, the shortest game in 9 innings was, now this goes back to 1926. St. Louis beats New York, the Mets, 6-2. They played that game in 55 minutes.
Whoa.
Can you imagine that?
I would love. Too bad there isn't video. So I cannot. I would love to see.
Yes.
Number one, how that happened, and number two, we're lucky to be through 2 innings in that amount of time.
Right. No, you're right. Alrighty. Hey, today on Go Long we celebrate Darrell Henry. Darrell, thanks so much for being with us, getting up after a very short night, I'm sure, and a late night, I should say, but on the road with the Revs today. Game time today. How can I listen to you, Darrell?
Yeah, it's weird. They do this 3:04 first pitch on Sundays because that's their area code out here. So we'll be on at 2:45, or if I'm feeling really ready, maybe 2:44 for a 20-minute pregame. But we're on at 3 or quarter of, and then the Phillies are on Sunday night right after us. So we have a doubleheader on WOYK today.
Alrighty, hey, the voice of the York Revolution. Good
Go
job.
for 21 strikeouts today.
Yeah. I've heard that might be a milestone. Just setting your game time by your zip code or whatever area code. I'm the area code. Yeah. Yikes! All right, let's go to 717. I guess I don't know. Alrighty, Darrell Henry. Thanks, Darrell. Appreciate you being with us.
Thank you, guys. Hey, my prediction, they'll probably throw first pitch at like 3:06 because the anthem will go long or something. But anyway, they'll try. But thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Take care, Darrell. See you around. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right, what a great man. All right, guys, quick break. Hey, we still got Justin Emmel to talk about some Red Line cross country and what's coming up in their cross country. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsors, Red Barn Home Decor, where home staging makes dollars and cents.
Darrell Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207. The Atlantic League champion York Revolution are gearing up for another run at the title, and we want you to be part of the action. Lock up your seats with our popular and flexible 10-game plan. It comes with all kinds of season membership perks. Huge savings compared to single-game price, early admission, discount parking, exchange flexibility, and oh yeah, the best baseball around. Get your 10-game plan today at 717-801-HITS or visit YorkRevolution.com.
Love baseball? Love perks? Then it's time to hit a home run with the York Revolution Silver Sluggers presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. For fans 55 and better, this exclusive membership gives you big savings on Tuesday home games all season long. 10 Tuesday home game tickets, discounts on concessions, and exclusive Silver Sluggers seat cushions, all for just $67.50. Don't miss out. Secure your Silver Sluggers membership today, and we'll see you at the ballpark. Sign up for the season at YorkRevolution.com.
Hey, welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. Everybody, hey, thank you so much for being with us on this absolutely glorious Sunday morning in central Pennsylvania. With us right now, we're going to go to Cigar Town. The Red Line Lions, defending boys, York Adams, cross-country champions. Their coach, Justin Immel, with us right now. Coach, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Coach, I mean, first of all, reflect on last season, 6-0 in Division I for the boys, and then in the York Adams tournament, I hate to use this word, but you almost dominated that run at John Rudy Park. Tell us, just reflect a little bit on last season and how you transitioned to this season and what you have coming back.
As I say, last year was an awesome year, and as far as that county championship tournament race, I medaled 5 of my 7 athletes in the top 20, so that was definitely awesome experience there. However, I did lose probably my top 2 runners to graduation. Both of them actually went to college to run, so there's definitely going to be some shoes to fill. And so hopefully some of my underclassmen step up and fill them shoes. But I did have 2 freshmen run really, really well last year, and they had a good summer. So hopefully they step up and do well this year.
Well, let's drop some names, if you don't mind. Is it Cian Wisniewski, who was 4th in that in the final tournament run, 16:40? He ran in the cross-country course, just a junior. Then another junior, Matthew Yost, he's coming back. He was 8th in that run. Then you talked about a freshman, Ryan Cobble, and I'm looking down the list, and another freshman, Levi Corral. So the cupboard's not there.
Yeah, definitely. We did have injury in track to Kian, so he's just working his way back. So obviously, he, at the beginning of the year, might not be quite there, but definitely hoping towards the end of the year he's there and ready to do well and, try to be with them top guys. And honestly, with all 4 of them guys, I think they can compete right where we left off last year. It's just getting better and better.
Now, Coach, Daniel Naylor has been a name that's been in track and cross country in the long distances really the last 4 years. He's been such a prominent part of that York County cross country scene, and he provided leadership in other ways than just physically running. What kind of leadership do you have coming back as far as team leadership, the mental and the emotional part of the team?
Daniel obviously was our team leader, but all of them definitely are going to step up and take over that role. But I definitely see Ryan Coble as one of them that's definitely going to take over as like a big team leader. I call him my little Daniel. He just kind of reminds me of Daniel. So hopefully he steps up big and have him for another 3 years.
Tell us where Daniel Naylor ended up, please.
Daniel Naylor's going to run at Shippensburg.
Okay.
Awesome.
I mean, he ran a 16-minute, 13-second course. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. I mean, there was nobody within 17 seconds was the gap. That doesn't happen too often. I mean, usually you see, these top few guys fighting for the last few steps, but 17-second gap. Daniel Naylor, Redline, wins that York Adams meet last year.
Right, because the next 5 runners were within 15 seconds of each other, but he was dominating.
He was definitely out there, and then, like I said, everybody else was there together, and I think most of them guys are coming back, so it should be quite interesting.
Well, I think so. Now, Dallastown, obviously, last year they were 5-1. Certainly a great team. When you think of cross country, I think you always, at least I do, I think of York Suburban as well. Now, they're in Division II. The team that kind of has all of a sudden broke into this thing is York Tech. It's great to see them do well. But there's not many easy meets you go out and just say, okay, this is a slam dunk, right?
Yeah, no, they're all every school has a couple good runners, so it doesn't make anything easy as far as dual meets this year.
Coach, let's take a look at the overall cross-country scene in York County. Who do you see as some of the big names that will be competing, kind of like the Daniel Naylor was the last couple of years? Who are some people we should watch?
As far as boy-wise, both ways?
Yeah, both ways would be fine, yeah.
Both ways. Obviously, girl-wise, you got Dallastown and Southwestern with their girls. I mean, both schools have a couple good girls. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, them freshman duo from Dallastown Southwestern, see how they come back this year.
Well, what I found
it'll be
amazing.
Interesting to see.
Yeah, what I found amazing was that the top 7 runners for Southwestern were all freshmen. You know,
They all seem young. That's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna be dominant for a couple years.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Now, just
guy wise, like you said, I think only a couple of them graduating. In the top 10 or whatever it was. I mean, Central has good guys. Dallastown has good guys. It's going to be interesting.
Tell us about your course. The one thing, our oldest daughter ran cross country, and one of the things that just intrigued me was the different courses. I mean, at Susquehannock, I mean, if you can't run hills, you're in trouble, right?
Pretty much Susquehannock. We went there last year, and that was really hilly. Up and down hills, and ours isn't too bad. We run at the old. It was actually an old golf course in Redline years ago, and the school bought it and did whatever with it that they wanted to do, and it just kind of we got to use it for a cross-country course. So we run 2 laps around it. It's got one good-sized hill on it, but it's fairly flat. But nothing's like, I mean, it's always grade. You're always going up and down, and nothing's even, and always on grass.
Speaking of Justin Immel, Red Lions cross-country coach. Now, Justin, what would you consider the toughest course in the York Adams League?
So as far as probably the toughest one we went to in the last couple of years probably was Susquehannock with that hills.
Right.
I mean, that made it kind of hard.
Right, and I go back in basketball. I coached a young man named John Thalen, who was a great cross-country runner. I mean, he just attacked courses. But I remember in a state run, how he, in a muddy course, he slips and falls and jumps back up, and he ends up in second. But so much of cross country also is related to the conditions of the course as well. How do you prepare for that? How do you prepare athletes for that?
It always is tough. I mean, obviously, we run on our course a fair amount and try to get, that different sort of, doing hills and stuff. I mean, you're always running around town, trying not to run flat. And, when it's hot out, we run outside when it's hot. When it's cold, we run outside. It's cold, it's raining. So we're always trying to, get out in the, in the weather.
Alrighty. Well, today on Go Long, we celebrate Justin Immel. Justin, you're a wonderful coach. You're a great gentleman. You're a great leader of our young people here in Central Pennsylvania. We value you for what you give to the sport, but more importantly, what do you give to the young people? I know you teach values and you teach work ethic and everything that's right. So we just value you and celebrate you today here on Go Long.
Okay. Thank you.
Alrighty, Justin Immel, Red Line Lines, a Cigar Town, boys and girls in cross country. All right, good luck this year, Coach. We look forward to following you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah. Alrighty. Becky B, what cross country is one of those neat sports where it doesn't matter. The kids that come in first are cheering for the guys, the kids, boys and girls that are like 10 minutes behind and coming in near the end of the pack, right?
Absolutely, and the neat thing too about cross country, it's a team sport, but it's also an individual sport, and every week every run you try to go out and better your time, and it's so neat seeing people cheering for, like you said, like the number 15 person on the team who has just set their PR and they've improved their time, or the kid who has struggled all year, to break that 20-minute mark, and all of a sudden he or she's breaking that 20-minute mark, and that's just, I think, outstanding, the kind of camaraderie you see. And you know what? It's not just cheering for your school's team; they cheer for each other too to overcome
it's just
things.
Wonderful. Today, our Go Long topic, my friends, was commit your plans to the Lord. Seek God's guidance in everything you do, and He will make His plans clear, and you will be successful. Maybe not in our worldly ways and everything that we expect, but you will be successful, and you will find the peace and love that only God can provide to us. Every week, you may text your prayer request to us at 717-350-8591. And Becky B will close in prayer, please.
Yeah. Just real quickly, too, our sponsor has a yard sale going on in Glen Rock at the old Wetzel store.
Right.
If you need some furniture or some decor, stop on down and see Kelsey Jean at
Red Barn Home Decor.
That's right.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we just just thank you and praise you for this time that we had together, and thank you for the beautiful day you've blessed us with. This certainly is a day that the Lord has made. We thank you, Lord, for always being with us and for carrying through. Help us to focus on you, Lord, and to set our plans by your will. We just thank you, Lord, for the many, many blessings that you've given us. And we also ask you, Lord, to especially hold up Diane as she's recovering from her broken bone, and heal her, Lord, and help her to regain her strength. Be with Bonnie and Heather as they continue through their cancer treatments, and also, Lord, be with Jan as he awaits his transplant, and give them all the strength, Lord, as we know only you can do. Please be with us this week and guide us and bless us in all we do. In your name we pray.
Amen. My friends, the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Thank you to Kelsey Jean from Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. For Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK, I'm Wayne McCullough and Becky B saying, go long.